Hey everyone, welcome back to the Microsoft Learn Challenge Ignite edition. So today we are going to discuss about each and every important aspects to become a Microsoft certified Business Central Developer Associate. I'm just sharing my screen so that we can start exploring it. So, is the MB-820 essential study tips for Dynamics 365 Business Central? This is a Microsoft Learn Challenge Ignite edition, and I am a Microsoft Learn expert here to help you how to ace this exam effectively. So, I have recently passed this exam. Last week, I have cleared this exam. So, I faced a lot of questions, and I want to discuss with you what are the key important aspects you have to be ready with. So before we proceed, I'd like to tell you that this is me. I'm Dr. Gomati. I am a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional, Microsoft Certified Trainer. I'm a Power Platform Solution Architect Expert, Power Platform Developer, MB-820, a certified Business Central Developer Associate, Power BI Data Analyst. So I did my doctorate in machine learning, which brings me this Asia and India Book of Records. I'm a published author, and I have recently published this Dynamics 365 Business Central Developer Certification Companion book through APRES, and this is Mastering Microsoft Dynamics 365, which I have published it last year. So these two books can help you, like this particularly this book can help you to ace your exam. Okay, and this is my award category. I have been awarded under 2 categories as an MVP. So this is what we are going to discuss completely. I'll be telling you like how to be ready with the exam. Okay, so what are the key skills you should be ready with, and which part you have to give most important, like which part you have to give preference. And I'll be sharing my personal experience as well. What type of questions I got, like what I will not discuss about the question, what type of questions I got. Okay, and tips and strategies, what are the various tips and strategies which I followed, and how you should be ready with the exam format, what are the various study resources, and how you should be very confident before your exam. So this is the exam overview. First of all, understand who should write the MB-820 exam. So if you are a Business Central developer, or if you are developing an ERP, if you wanted to shift your career to a Business Central developer, so you can definitely write this exam. So it's not like if you have some sort of experience in that, it is okay, it's good. Even if you don't have experience, but you just want to try it out, like how the exam will be, you can just try it. At least you should, you can learn. Okay, it's not like you should not try it. Okay, you can learn and try it. Got it? So you can just learn and start exploring how this exam helps you better. Okay, so this is to test your skill in about a Business Central and application language, which is a programming language which is used to develop Business Central. So I'll be discussing about the core competencies. What are the major skills you should be ready with? What are the various topics you should be you should be aware of? Okay, important thing which I have faced is what the integration skills. Okay, so integration skills talking about like API, REST API, SOAP, how you can integrate this with a different ERP. It might be an ERP, it might be a different Microsoft technology you wanted to integrate with. So there will be a lot of questions related to that. So these are the key skills measured. Okay, so the very first one is what describe Business Central. You should be able to understand Business Central and how you can describe it. So the types of Business Central, like on-premise. Okay, we will discuss that in detail. So you have these 7 important thing. Okay, describe, install, developed by. Okay, so install, how you can install, develop and deploy Business Central, developed by AL objects, developed by AL. I will tell you the difference. Okay, what is the AL object and the AL difference? What are the topics, key topics involved in it? Work with development tools. Okay, what are the development tools you should be working with? Integrate Business Central with other applications. What are the integration options which are available over there? So let us just talk about the first one, which is describe Business Central. Here they are giving weightage of nearly like 10 to 15 percentage. Okay, and here you should be able to talk about the key components, that is components and capabilities of Business Central. You should be able to talk about the core solutions and extensions approach for Business Central, update lifecycle for customization of the Business Central Online and Business Central on-premise feature. So online, what is the difference between online and on-premises? So you may be facing a hotspot question or a case study question mentioning that they are currently working on on-premise solution and they want to shift it towards online. Or it might be like some other company who are working with a different ERP solution and they wanted to shift that towards an online solution. Okay, so you have to be clear about these things. Okay, what is the difference between on-premise and online? Okay, this is the first part. The second part in describe the Business Central is what differentiate between the base app and the system app. I can tell you that this is very important. Okay, so you should know the difference between the base and the system app, and you should describe the functionality of these apps. Okay, so if it is a base app, for example, if you are having a customer data, right, customer table, which is there in Business Central. So whether it is a base app or the system app, that you should be able to differentiate. Okay, and describe the functionality of the apps. What are the functionality of these two apps? And you should be able to describe the process of bringing an app to the app source. If you're bringing an app to the app source, then you should be able to tell like what are the various important features you should just check. What are the important checklist you should follow before you publish your app into the app source? Okay, the technical checklist we call it as. So this particular part, okay, this is nearly 10 to 15 percentage. It is taking nearly 10 to 15 percentage. Okay, 15 percentage, and this to 10 to 15 percentage. Let us see what are the topics which are involved. So second one is install, develop and deploy for Business Central. So this is to describe the development environment for Business Central. You should know how to install, configure the development environment, manage JSON configuration files. This is important here. Okay, I got some questions related to JSON. And manage multiple AL extensions in one workspace, debug the extension. Okay, this is also another important thing. They'll be asking you whether you wanted to change the line number, how to debug this, the error code which you are getting it like that. Deploy an extension, create or modify a Business Central extension in a Visual Studio Code. How you can modify the extension in the Visual Studio Code? They'll be asking that. Manage multi-language development, maintain extension. So this too, I didn't get much question, but of course, like whatever I have highlighted, you will be getting such a question here. So the third part is very, very important, which is develop by using AL objects. Okay, so here you can see they are taking 35 to 40 percentage. You're getting the questions 35 to 40 percentage, which means you have to give a lot of importance for this particular skill. Okay, so here develop a role center page. You should understand, you should know what are the types of pages you have. So identify the different page types. Build and extend page type, extend tables, extend enums. Okay, so these things you should be familiar with. And substitute a report. Okay, a report layout, document reports, data model of the report, multi-language report. So I got some questions from pages. Okay, I didn't get any question related to reports. Okay, I got question from XML port in AL code, and also code units. I got some questions regarding code units and triggers. installation and upgrade coordinates. So you have types of coordinates. So you should be familiar with these. You should be familiar with these types of coordinates. Okay, and link and join data item. Yes, I got a question from joining the data. So what is left outer join? What is right outer join? What is inner join? So that you should know. And query. I got a question from query and aggregate data, use query to create a report. So this is most important. I can recommend you to start learning this one. Okay, so first you can give importance because you don't have any interrelation between these modules. Okay, so of course you need to install it. Okay, this you need to install it, but if you are learning and trying to understand by simply reading it, then you can directly go ahead and read it and understand how these things works. If you are practicing it, I'll also show you some resources. So this is what this is important thing here. Okay, and next comes our AL. So the difference, you can find the difference between these AL and AL objects. The AL objects has a big space, like a big importance in your this particular exam. Okay, and next comes your develop AC using AL, which is 15 to 20 percentage. So here you can see this is 15 to 20 percentage. So I gave importance to these two first. Okay, yes, so here comes like how you can create a profiles in AL and use or create views in AL. So I got some questions from assisted setup. Okay, and also I got some questions from document standards and the data types and code. Okay, what are the types of data you will be getting it, and AL built-in functions and AL statements. And also I got some questions from the variables. Other than that, yes, also in the modifiers and limit access, you can find the difference. Okay, so the AL object means they are specifically talking about the pages and the tables, reports. So there are various objects which are there, like XML port, etc, table extension, page extensions, and etc. Whereas in AL, develop using AL, which has some profiles creation and the views and the models, etc. Okay, so you have to just give the importance for these two key skills. So next comes work with development tools, which is like 10 to 15 percentage. Okay, so it's like only 10 to 15 percentage, but anyhow this too is important. Okay, so what are there in work with development tools? So the first thing is implements semi-automated test process and run standard business. Like you have to develop and test the coordinate procedure, install and run test unit toolkit, and the business central. So I got a question from telemetry. Okay, which I'm not meaning that you will be getting it. Okay, you'll be getting only from the telemetry, but of course you can also go through these things. Okay, and the next comes integrate business central with other applications, which is again 10 to 15 percentage. Okay, so the thing is like how you are how well you can integrate it. So you can use the different HTTP classes and their functions. Okay, so I got from a JSON API scale out. Okay, so this is important. This is of course important. Even anything, it might be like, even it might be your a case study, it might be your hotspot question. You will definitely get a question, at least 3 to 5 questions from REST API. Okay, REST 3, at least 3. So be ready for that. Okay, so this is all how I gave importance is what first I completed these two things, because I of course know the basics of Business Central. So if you are planning, but if you are new to Business Central, then you have to go in this particular format. Okay, so you should first understand what is the Business Central. You should be able to describe it. You should know how to install it, development, develop using AL objects, AL, and you should, then this too comes with an advanced option. Okay, so work with the development tools, integrate the Business Central, etc, etc. So these are the key skills which are used in Business Central. So next is the format, exam question format, and the types of question you will be getting it. Okay, so if you have already attended Microsoft exam, definitely you might have aware about the question types. Of course, all the question types has it won't be like a fill up the blanks or something. Okay, so the first thing you'll be getting is what multiple choice questions. Okay, multiple choice in the sense there will be one questions and there will be 6 options where you have to select at least 2 to 3. That is multiple choice. And the second type of question you'll be getting is what drag and drop. So they'll be asking you like how you will be debugging this particular thing. So you have to drag and drop it with the proper sequence, and there will be drop down. So you have to select the options from the drop down, and there will be single choice questions. Okay, and actors like yes or no type. So they'll be asking some statement, and there will be yes, no. You have to select which one is correct. Okay, so this type of questions also you'll be getting it. So usually you will be getting questions between 40 to 60 questions. Okay, anything it will be. So I got nearly 32, 35, 45 questions. Okay, in my exam I got 45 questions, where 32 questions are open and direct questions. Okay, direct questions in the sense they'll be giving a specific small scenario for that question, and accordingly they'll be asking some questions for me, which is a combination of multiple choice, single choice, drag and drop, or drop down select, like that. Okay, so 32 and 33 to 35 is the hotspot question. Okay, which is like that will be one scenario for 3 questions, and they'll be giving you a situation. You have to select, you have to tell yes or no. And then finally you will be getting I got a case study. Okay, which is like 36 to 45. So there are 10 case study questions. Sometimes, you may get 13 case study questions, 10 to 13 case study questions, depending on how many questions they are releasing it. Okay, so it's like 40 to 60 questions. So the key thing which I faced is what the case study. Okay, the case study was really challenging case study. With they have explained clearly like what is, like there will be a company background. Okay, what is the current situation of the company, and what is the expected technical implementation you have to do, and what are the key departments which are looking for these changes, and they'll be asking questions related to that. So I got dragon. So in this case study you will be having these types of questions. Like for example, for the 10 question, 2 questions is like you have to select the drag and drop. Okay, so one question I got it is what they are planning to implement a page. Okay, so they provided some code for the page, and they asked me what property you will be enabling it. For example, if you want to create a API page, then you have to enable the page type property as API. Likewise, if they are asking you to create a card page, you have to make it as page type is equal to card. And I got another thing like a data classification, what customer content or what it is. So that is one type of question. And then I also got a multiple choice, single choice, drag and drop, everything. Okay, so 2 questions related to the page, 1 question related to XML, 1 question related to the REST APIs, and 1 question related to the table or the objects which you're trying to use it, code units. Okay, so likewise you'll be getting it. So the case studies are mostly covered like with the combination of all these key skills. Okay, so online or on-premise or online, 1 question like this, and this one question. So it's a combination of all these skills. Okay, so this is what I got. And I can tell you that in order to attend this type of questions, okay, you should know the time management strategy. So how I, like within 45 minutes, like 45 minutes I took for case study itself. So the total time which I got it. Okay, so they will be providing some specific timeline for you, so you have to complete that thing within that timeline. Okay, so I got that is the total time for me is 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, so I think yes, 100 minutes, which is yes, 1 hour. Yes, 1 hour 40 minutes. So this is what, like, you will be getting this, and the thing is, you have to spend the time properly. So I have totally spent 40 minutes for specifically for case study, and to understand case study I spent nearly 15 minutes. Okay, and then after that I read the questions clearly, and then I did some proper analysis as well, and then I completed the questions there. So this is what how it works. So the time management is very, very essential if you are planning to write this exam. I specifically felt like you should have the time management. Just go through any sample questions like a DUMS or something, which will definitely help you out. Okay, so uh, important thing is, what is the cost of this particular exam is what $165, dollar 165. And if you want 50 percentage waive off, okay, like a Microsoft coupon off, then you can join my Microsoft Learn Expert group, that is my Microsoft Learning Room, where I can provide 50 percentage Microsoft coupon for your exam. So I'll be sharing the details of how to enroll that, like how to register, how to join my Microsoft Learning Room towards the end of the session. Please watch till the end. Okay, so these are the study tips and resources which I'm going to share it. So this is your Microsoft. The first resource which I have used is what Microsoft Learn. They have provided all these things. Okay, so all these things for you, so you can just go ahead and start learning from Microsoft Learn. But the Microsoft Learn is a combination of like few things. Will be having a video, and few you have to read it completely. You have to read and understand how to use that. Okay, so the second thing is what this is my channel. Okay, so Gomes Tech Talks, my YouTube channel, you can just go ahead and search for it, where I am publishing. I have already published 200 plus videos in the BC tutorial technical consultant playlist. Okay, there are 4 playlists which will definitely you will feel useful. Okay, so this one is 21 days of AL coding challenge. Okay, so 21 days, within 21 days you will understand how to write the code in AL. So everything I have explained with the scenario, with code, I have explained it. And also this is MB-820. I'm updating these videos. You can see it's already, you have 22 videos. In specifically in MB-820, I'm just covering all the parts, all the aspects of the quest exam, all the aspects of the content, and uploading it here. And this playlist is only for the lab series. Okay, so in MB-820 you have, I think, 40 plus lab exercises. So I'm just covering all the lab exercises here. Okay, so you can just go ahead and watch. You can just go ahead, go to YouTube and search for Gomes Tech Talks, where you can find specifically for the Business Central itself. So this is exam day strategy. So this is like time management. If you have any questions, just post it in the chat. Like, I'll be answering those questions towards the end of the session. So time management, you have to allocate extra time for case study. That's what I told, right? So you have to allocate the time for the case study. You have to read the case study properly. First thing is what? Read it. This is like a reading comprehension. Okay, so you have to read and understand the requirements. Read clearly and understand it. You can start with the active screen and the direct question. So sometimes, sometimes you will be getting a question. Basically, first few questions will be from case study. For example, first 13 questions, they will be asking you case study, and then they will go to the direct questions. So what is the difference is what once you complete the case study, you cannot come back to the case study. You have to just directly go to the direct questions. Okay. And one, if sometimes you will be getting the first set as a direct question, and then they'll be asking you the case study. So once if you complete this, you cannot come back to the case study again. Okay. And the thing is, what I can recommend is what read carefully. I have faced many people that they don't have patience to read the question carefully. Read it carefully. What I'll do is like whenever even if I feel like okay, I have marked it correctly, okay, but what I'll do is what like I will again make it as a revise later. Okay, there will be a button below this. Okay, imagine that this is your question screen. So there will be a small checkbox here where you can just make it as revise later. So where you can revise it later. If you tick this, you can revise it later and write it. Okay, so this is the one. So, if, for example, a multiple choice questions, as I told, like you have one question, and below that you will be having 6 to 7 options where you have to select 3 to 4 options as the correct one. You will feel sometimes that all the questions are correct, all the options are correct, then how to proceed with that? So I can suggest you that you have to just go ahead with the brilliant guess with the you have to first eliminate the wrong one. Okay, once you have eliminated the wrong choice, then you can definitely find the correct one. Okay, so this in this way you can just make it easy and then stay calm. Okay, so I request you to stay calm. Okay, so just be quiet, be calm, understand the question again, read it properly, take a deep breath and read it properly, because there is no negative marks. Even if you are going writing it wrong, you will not get any negative marks. Okay, so just attend every questions, each and every question, don't leave any questions from there. Okay, so that will be a commonly asked questions. Okay, I just want to address. Okay, so the prerequisites of the exam. What are the prerequisites of the exam? So there are no formal prerequisites, like you should have some good understanding of Business Central, experience with finance and operations in a business settings. You should not specifically finance and operating. You should have experience in understanding, like if this is a scenario, then whether you have to go ahead with API or a REST API, or you have any other technology, probably you can do it. Okay, and the app source. This is a common question. Okay. And another question, common questions which you will be having is what? How many questions are on the MB-820 exams? So I can tell you, like there will be 40 to 60 questions. Okay, so you may get, sometimes you may getting it as a 45, sometimes you may get at 43, sometimes you may get 52. So I cannot assure that. Okay, so based on the question, you're getting it. And as I told you should focus on the AL objects and AL specifically, and then other things. It's not a college semester exam. You cannot leave a unit or any one key skill measure. If you leave it, you will get you may lose the answers, you may lose the exam. So please go through all the questions, all the key skills. Okay, how long, this is another question which I usually face it, how long does it take to prepare for the MB-820 exam? So preparation time varies depending on your familiarity with the Business Central, and also how many hours you can spend for that particular exam. If you are spending 1 hour a day, then it may definitely take 1 month. If you are spending 3 to 4 hours a day, then it may take 15 days. Okay, it completely depend on your thing, like your timeline and how you are planning to dedicate. Okay, so this is what. And you may be asking, like, what are the resources I recommend for this? So already I have told you that I usually recommend Microsoft Learn content. Okay, I usually go with Microsoft Learn content only. Then you may also have some questions like where can you take the practice test for MB-820. So there will be open dumps available. Okay, you can just go through that, but don't rely on it because the questions which you will get it in exam will be entirely different. So the dumps which I'm telling you, like open dumps is what, like free dumps is just to make you understand that how the questions may be, what type of questions you'll be facing it. Okay, only for that I'm just telling you. And then you may be asking like what are the best study techniques for this exam. So you can just study techniques is like I used strategy. Okay, one I can share one thing with you, like I have prepared a specific strategy. You can see this is the complete learning path which I have created, like I followed. Okay, so this is the learning path which I followed. So this is this first one, which is these are the key skills. Okay, which is essential. And then if you just go to each and everything, I have provided the links to learn. And also I am creating separate exercises for you to try. And I am also created some video references for you to try the exercises, the MB-820. And these are the videos which I'm preparing and I'll be uploading it, and these are all the references for that. Okay, so here you can get the complete information about how to prepare for this exam. Okay, how you can schedule your timelines and everything. Okay, another FAQ, like a frequently asked question, is like how important is hands-on experience in passing the MB-820 exam? Hands-on experience is essential because they'll be asking you codes and you wanted to clear the codes there, like you have to just add some code blocks into it. So if you want to understand that, you should have the real-time hands-on experience. Okay, and what should you focus on the week of the exam? For example, if you're planning this week, okay, probably this week, you can say this week Friday. So what you should follow this week. Okay, so in this week you have to review the summary of all these things which you have shared, you have learned. Okay, so what is your weaker area where you are just standing behind? So everything you have to just revise it very carefully. And another question, like, can I retake the MB-820 if I don't pass the first try? Yes, definitely you can retake the exam within 24 hours. Like after 24 hours. Okay, so if you are writing it today but you are unable to pass it, then you can schedule the exam after a day, and so that you can just schedule it. And but consequently if you have failed for 2 times, then they will ask you to schedule after 15 days. Okay, so that is what. And the another question like you may ask is what are some tips for managing time during the exam? So pace yourself by aiming to complete the exam, and also be calm, be patient. Okay, so read the questions clearly. That is what I'll be asking you. And is there any recertification requirement? See, Microsoft MB-820 exam is an associate level exam, so it is only valid for 1 year, and definitely you have to renew your exam after like before the validity ends. For example, if you have cleared the exam today, so next year by before this day you have to clear your exam. So Microsoft, in your Microsoft Learn account, you can see that you can retake, like you can renew the exam before 6 months. Okay, they will be just enabling the renewal period. You can try and renew it. There is no proctored exam for the renewal. You have to just try directly write the exam. Like there will be 25 questions or 30 questions. You have to just complete the exam and submit it. That's it. So there is no there is no proctoring or scheduling the exam. Nothing is there. You have to directly go ahead and complete it. Okay. And you may ask questions like, what are some strategies for staying calm during the exam? So take a deep breath. Okay, so take a short breaks if needed, not during the exam. So you cannot go out of the exam. So I have already explained about how to be in the exam in my playlist in my channel. So you can go ahead and watch it. So each question, you have to read the question. Take relax yourself and read it. Okay, that is what I can tell you. Don't be very fast, like don't think like you have to complete it immediately, you have to go through this immediately. No, nothing like that. You can simply wait for your turn and do it. Okay, so that is what I can tell you. Okay, so this is what the major thing which I wanted to explain regarding the exam. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. And stay wait, I'll be telling you like how to add like how to join my learning room here. Okay, just stay till this. I'm just giving some break here, so that if you have any questions you can ask me. Okay, so meanwhile, if you have any questions related to your project, related to your certification readiness, interview preparation tips, resume review, or one-to-one mentorship, like mock interviews, like whatever it may be, if you want to connect with me personally regarding your technical requirements, you can schedule a call with me here. I'll be leaving this link in the video. Okay, and this is my ebook store. If you wanted any specific like interview question and answers, if you're preparing for your interview for Business Central interview or something, you can get the ebook from here. Okay, I'll also leave this link here. And once if you just go ahead and search for Microsoft Learn Expert, okay, you can find me there, Microsoft Learn Experts. Okay, so I'm one of the expert here, and here you can just click on the learning room, which will take you to my room. Okay, this is my ebook store. You can see there will be like interview question and answers, 21 days AL programming bootcamp, everything is here. Okay, and if you just, I hope you have clicked on the learning room, so you can find my room there. Okay, so find me there, which is Microsoft Tech Talks. Okay, so just enroll, just click on that. You can join, you can see a Microsoft form. Okay, this is the one, Microsoft Tech Talks. Okay, and this is me, Gomati. So you can just click here, Microsoft Tech Talks. Once if you click here, it will take you to the forms. So just complete this form. Within a day or two, you will be getting an email from Microsoft. You will be added to the Microsoft Learning Room. So once you have added to that, you just connect with me through the learning room. I will provide you 50% Microsoft off coupon. Okay, so I hope you got some insights about this particular exam. Okay, so you can connect with me through this particular QR code. This QR code is specifically for you, where you can find all the handles about my like my books, my all the like links. You can find it in this QR code. You can scan it here. Okay, and this is, I have shared my experience about MB-820, how I have cleared. So you can just also watch this. This is also there in my YouTube channel. And here you can find, don't forget, if you wanted to buy this book, you can find this book in Amazon. Okay, just go ahead and type for Dynamics 365 Business Central Developer Certification Companion. You can find this book. So I'm just waiting for another 5 more minutes for your questions. Thank you. Take care for joining this session. I'll be happy to guide you through this MB-820 exam, and looking forward to see you all again.